You are going to have to heat up your tortillas. You do not want them crunchy. You just want to soften them up a bit and just cook them lightly. I'm using these Mission 25 calorie yellow corn tortillas. Once again, just saute them enough to where they are really flexible and softened, not hard or crunchy. The tortillas are ready, so let's set these aside and prepare our filling. What I have here is one rotisserie chicken lemon pepper style from Walmart. I don't want to chop it up and get it too mushy, I guess you could say, because they can be a little bit mushy if you're going to use them for recipes. If you don't just shred them up and leave some texture, that's just my experience with a rotisserie chicken. So this is how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to add 1 can of green chili fire roasted peppers, Great Value, and these are medium heat. And just dump this in there. 1/3 cup of shredded pepper jack cheese. Just so you know what I'm doing, I am going to shred about 1/3 cup of purple onion. Toss that in. Before I add dry seasoning, I'm going to just gently mix this. Adding some Goya Adobo All Purpose seasoning. Adding just a sprinkle of the Knorr chicken flavor bouillon. Just a bit of sea salt. Black pepper. Let's mix our filling for the enchiladas. After mixing, give a taste test, and if you feel if it's off a bit, just add a little bit of your Goya adobo. Give everything a good mix. Set this aside in the refrigerator and let's make some sauce. For my sauce thickener, I'm going to be using some cornstarch. So I'm going to mix 1 tablespoon with some cold water and have this setting aside and ready. Once again, this is 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and I'm mixing it with cold water. Now that this is mixed, I'm going to just leave it as is, room temperature right here, until I'm ready to add it to our sauce. I'm using, I can't believe it's not butter, the light one. You could use real butter if you like. Just going to add a couple tablespoons. I have just a bit of shredded onion. Not too much. I have 1 clove of garlic. You could shred this or press it if you like. This is optional. I'm adding a few sliced fresh jalapenos for some spice. Mix this up a bit. I'm not making a roux, so I don't have to worry about browning my butter. Turning the heat down a bit to a medium low. And now I'm going to add my sour cream. This to me is very important. You want to get your Crema Mexicana sour cream from your Mexican section near the cheeses. This is the sour cream you want to use for your white enchiladas. 2 cups of the sour cream, which is the whole container. So you want to use 1 whole container for this recipe. Now I'm going to add some heavy whipping cream. This is unsweetened heavy whipping cream. This recipe is the whole container of the sour cream, which is 2 cups basically, and 1 part heavy whipping cream, which is 1 cup. Now that I have everything in the pan, I'm going to go in with my dry seasoning, which I will be adding a bit of the Goya adobo. Just a bit, not too much. This is about a teaspoon of the powdered Knorr's chicken bouillon flavoring. A pinch of sea salt. Some pepper. This right here is thick enough. I am using heavy whipping cream, so all I need as far as for my starch is to mix it a bit and just add just a tablespoon or less, just to thicken it up a bit to where it sets nicely on top of your enchiladas. You could use any baking dish you like. This is a heat safe plate or dish. And this is just how I'm doing it. So you could toss it together as far as how you're going to bake this any way you like. I am going to start with my sauce, give it a mix, and just put a bit on the bottom here. I have my oven heating to 350, preheating. Going to take some of my chicken mixture, put it in my tortilla and just roll it up and continue to do the same thing for all of them. Now that I have those ready for some more sauce, I'm going to add the sauce on top of my enchiladas. Add as little or as much as you like. The saucier the better, if you ask me. I will be adding some pepper jack cheese, but not yet. I'm going to cook this at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes or until the filling is cooked all the way through and the cheese is melted. And then I'm going to add my pepper jack cheese. I will not be turning my broiler on or tossing it under the broiler. I want to keep this nice and creamy, so I'm going to add my pepper jack cheese during the last couple of minutes just so it melts, and then we're good to go. This has been cooking for about 10 to 15 minutes until everything is cooked all the way through. Now I'm going to add my pepper jack cheese. I'm going to put this back in the oven for about maybe 3 to 4 minutes until this cheese is melted, and then we are done and ready to enjoy some white enchiladas. This is what I'm looking for. Nice and melted and creamy. I'm not going for any type of browning or crispiness. I just want that nice melty cheese, and this looks delicious. So as far as whatever you want to top this with, I do have some fresh diced cilantro. I do have some lime. You could just toss some lime on here and set them on the side for whoever wants some extra. Just gonna squeeze a bit of lime on as well. I have some fresh sliced jalapenos, and I'm just going to set them on here. This is my take on white sauce enchiladas, sour cream enchiladas. This is my very own creation. The sauce came out so good you could drink it. Try this out. You're going to love it. And I'll see you in my next upload.